welcome to the Utah Puck Report. I'm your host, Jay Stevens, and the moment is here. We've got to know most of the team, and now it's time to meet the coach. André Tourigny, also known as Bear.
Exactly.
Bear, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks, Jay. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's really a pleasure for us to have you on the show, and I've been excited. You know, I've got to meet you a few times and do some news interviews for KSL News and KSL Sports, but I haven't had a chance to have you on the show.
True.
And really get to know who Bear is. And we talked about before how you got the nickname Bear.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about growing up, like where you're French Canadian, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. French Canadian from a little town south shore, Trois-Rivières, Quebec, and grew up on the farm, live on the farm until I started to be to get him. I was a player. I played junior, and after my junior, started coaching. I started coach full time. I was 24 years old.
Oh wow!
And in junior major in Quebec.
Did you play major juniors?
No, I played junior. It's in Quebec is junior AAA, which is junior A everywhere around the world. Okay. But in Quebec, I guess we're different. So
Quebec is definitely different.
But it's junior A if you want. And then after I play senior hockey, and then I started coaching. So I play, like I said, coach junior. Major as an assistant coach. After I went back in the major AAA as a head coach for 2 years, and then I was in Rouyn-Noranda for 11 plus years until Patrick Roy brought me with him and with the Avalanche to be his assistant coach for 2 years. Then I went back in Canada, in Ottawa, for the Ottawa Senators in the NHL with Dave Cameron, and then the late Brian Murray was the GM, and at the end of that season, for health reason, he retired, and Pierre Dorion arrived, and he changed all the staff. So I was part of that swap. So then I went back to Halifax in junior major for 1 year, and then my family stayed in Ottawa. So it was a little bit challenging with not being with my family at the time. My boys were 16 and my daughter was 13, so that was not the best. My boys are twins, so it was not the best timing to go away. So the following year, I was fortunate because the owner of the Ottawa 67s in the OHL and the owner of Halifax were two friends, and they make it an arrangement. So I went in the OHL for 4 years, and then with the Coyotes after. So
you kind of get traded as a
something like that.
Just a gentleman's agreement?
I think the kicker was Bobby Smith is a really good man. He was the owner of the 67s, and he lives in Phoenix, Arizona. And when he bought the team, the Moosehead, at some point the thing was not going the way he wanted. Not when I was there, before that. And he fired a coach, and he went to be the coach for 4 months, and his family were in Phoenix. So he said that was the 4 longest months of my life. So he understood what I was going through. So at the end of the season, when he met me, he asked me how it was and everything. I was honest with him, and I said, that's a grind. And at that moment, I did not know the job in Ottawa was open or whatever. So then he told me, he said, I understand, and he told me that story. And then he said, you know what? He said, Jeff Hunt with the Ottawa 67s called me, and he know your family's in Ottawa. And he said, at the beginning, he said, I will let you talk to them, but, I don't know if I will let you go, because we were hosting the Memorial Cup, not the following year, but the year after. So at that time, I said, I don't want to talk to them if you can't go. If I can't go. And he said, I understand. So he called me, I don't know if it's the next day, next week, I don't exactly remember, and he said, hey, you talk to them, and if it works for you, we'll let you go. So he was really good about it. They probably had a little agreement on the side between the owners, and that's out of my hands. But long story short, I was able to go in Ottawa, which was the youngest team in the league at the time. But for me, it was, and the people was saying that, you're going in the youngest team in the league, and you let go a team like Halifax, who will host the Mem Cup in 2 years. But for me, my family was above that. It was more important for me. And I was saying, if one day I had a chance to go to the Memorial Cup with Halifax and I miss on that, or I miss on key years with my kids, that was an easy choice if I had to pick one of the both. So I choose the family, and which I will do every day of the week and twice on Sunday, no doubt about it.
I absolutely love to hear that. And that's something you don't hear a lot. And it's refreshing to hear that they were willing to let you go and look at it.
Yeah.
And that is huge. People don't think about that. From even on your part, knowing that Halifax had the automatic bid as a host, and seeing it like that's just who won it, right? We just saw the automatic bid win the Memorial Cup. That's pretty impressive. But I love to hear that you pick family first.
Yeah.
That's tough with your career.
That at the time it was, but it was a kind of a no-brainer for me. But you know what? I want to point one thing on that. You know, you all often say organization is as good as the guys on top. And Halifax been a really good organization for a reason, for the guy on top.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, good for them to let me go, but that showed their values, the kind of organization they are. And it's easy to say, we're people-oriented. Okay. We'll see when you get in the grind. We'll see when you get in the trenches if really that's your value. And they proved it. I've always been grateful for what they did for me and allowed me to go back home with my kids, my family. 3 years later, I had both of my kids played game for me, and one of my boys finished the season, play one season. The last season I was in Ottawa, Felix was playing for me, so I think it was great.
That's amazing. I didn't realize that your kids got to play with you. Did they go on to play further after that, after Major Junior?
I have twins, like I said. I have JP, who's a goalie, who's now playing for Ottawa University as a goalie, and Felix, who's a forward who played for me full-time his last year, and now he's in McGill University. He finishes hockey last year. He will graduate this year in December. And
that's like one of the top psychology universities in the world, right?
That's a hot, probably the best university in Canada, I will say so. It's he's way smarter than me, like his mom.
Well, that's good to hear. And that kind of brings me to some of my next questions. And I'm sure you're sick to death of talking about like the turmoil that happened in Arizona. And I watched one of your other interviews and you said, I was actually kind of scared about the stuff that was going on and what was going to be next. But you talk about putting people first and the culture that builds. And again, when the crap hits the fan, are we really that group? Do we really have that culture? Are we going to stand by that? So can you tell us a little bit about how it was trying to manage all the chaos that was going on when you first found out that, when the rumors really got hot about moving the team?
Well, when it got really hot, it was it's just because it was, we were really in a situation we didn't know anything, so we were kind of we had no ground under our feet. We didn't know. I didn't know, is it true, is it not true? We were kind of in between. What was important for me, it was the people who had family. Like Jeffrey's here, was his wife, kids. We had other member of our organization who their kids go to school and stuff like that. That was take care of those people. That was my best, my first thoughts. But at the same times, we were. I soon it became a little bit more clear, and we had the opportunity to meet Ryan and Ashley Smith. Okay, everything changed from there in the sense. Okay, we're in good hands. It's still in life, whatever what you do, when you're the unknown, it's scary.
Yeah.
I just don't know. It's I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. I don't know. I just don't know. The unknown is scary. So, but I soon met Ryan and Ashley and Chris Armstrong. Everything changed. So now we're in good hands. Now, how it will happen, how it will be, okay, I don't know that part. But we knew, we were positive, let's put it that way. We were kind of, okay, we're in good hands.
Yeah, and that is nice. And the minute you meet Ryan and Ashley Smith, I think, and I've talked about this too, people have interviewed me and asked me about it. they just, you're in good hands. They know what they're doing, and they're going to do. They are people persons. Like they're going to go after and help people first.
Yeah. If you're a people person, you see it right away the way they talk. I made that joke the other day, but it's so true. The first time Ryan and Ashley meet us, Ryan was talking, and not once he said I. He always say we.
Yeah.
He never said, I think we should do that, or I wanted to do that, or I thought about doing that. So we wanted that. My family and I, Ashley and I, that's our vision. It never been about him. He never. So right away I was kind of okay, this guy has value. I don't know him at the time. I know what's on Google. That's about it.
Yeah.
But the way he was talking and the way Ashley was talking, and was talking about her passion for Utah and her passion for the fans and their passion for the people in Utah and the state, I was kind of okay. I had goosebumps, and I was saying, okay, those people have good value. They're real.
Yeah, and immediately things start happening. You guys, he gets the team. You guys go golfing as a team and as a group together, and then there's the draft.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking left. Everybody's thinking defenseman. And you guys go out and draft a center or a wing. And with Tej and then Cole, 2 first-round picks. And then all of a sudden with the deals that you've made on the defensive end, you've got 4 new defensemen. And so things are happening left and right. Yeah. And here we are. We've got a couple weeks, and we've got players in. We've got like the rookie tournament and all that stuff going on. You're still in the middle of like moving to Utah and wrapping your head around all of this?
No, you know what, Jay? It's funny because for us, it happened slowly.
Okay.
In a sense of, in when Billy interviewed me the first time, I was in Riga, Latvia during the World Championship in the bubble, and he laid out the plan. And we had discussion about what should be the plan, and we had meeting, and the plan was clear. So last year when we traded for Dursey, that was part of that. We didn't know it will be Sean Dursey, but we knew, okay, on year 3, we will try to get a 25 years old and younger corner piece by trade with the asset we'll get in the first 2 years. The first 2 years was all about getting asset, trading player to get draft pick, to get maybe a young player here and there. But we knew right away, okay, after 2 years, now we'll start to play those guys. We'll try to start improving the team by getting a young player, maybe 2, but at least 1, heading in that direction, and signing a few guys to surround our guys. That's exactly what Bill did. Signed guy like Matt Dumba, like Jason Zucker, Bukestad, Stetcher, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, we didn't know the name, but that was the plan. And then year 4, okay, now we keep moving forward. We need to add a other piece to our core, which he did in Marino and Sergachev. They're 26 years old. They're right in our core. So there's nothing happened where it was, oh, really? We had a defense? No, that was part of the plan. Having that said, did we had some stress of, will we be able to do it? Right. Yeah, we did. That was a relief when it finally came true. But there's a difference between relief and surprise. We're not surprised. We were kind of we knew that was the plan. We're relieved to say, okay, Bill was able to execute the plan he had. So that was great, and we're fortunate to have quality player like. To have 3 defensemen like Dursey, Marino, and Sergachev by trade in the last 2 years, that's a hell of a job.
Yeah, well, I mean, to land a guy like Sergachev, I mean, you say it's not a surprise. That to the rest of the world, I think it was a surprise that anybody could get that guy because he's phenomenal.
And you're right, Jay. My point is not. It was not towards the name of the player.
Right. No,
we were hoping or expecting or trying to improve our D-core. That was part of the plan. Now, thinking it will be a guy like Sergei, that I will lie to say, hey, we knew all the way. No, that was not like that.
I mean, the improvement just on the defensive end is phenomenal. And with Cole also, Marino is such a good shutdown defenseman. I watched so many guys try to get around him. I'm a big Zach Parise fan.
Yeah.
And I watched the Islanders and Devils quite a bit. And watching guys try to get around Marino just didn't happen.
He's a really good skater. He's a really good stick, and he's smart.
He really reads the player really well.
Absolutely. And like you said, Ian Cole and Bertuzzo and Stanlon, they will add Stanley Cup pedigree to our team.
Yeah.
So I like the fact we had a solid core. It's not like we had 9 players to our team. We had 5 players. That's the we just had Bertuzzo and Cole and Stanlon, Sergachev and Marino. All the other guys are guys who were inside our organization last year. So I like the fact we have stability. We have a core who grow together, who has tight link and tight feeling for each other. And then we had to that group. I think that is something I like.
That goes to that culture thing we were talking about too. When you take care of your people, they want to be around you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all the bull crap that you guys went through, and all the drama and all the stuff, and you're like, okay, they went through that together. They speak so highly of you every time they talk. They speak so highly of each other, and even a guy like Spicy Tuna, like everybody has their role.
Oh yeah.
But the culture and the camaraderie in that group is better than I've seen in so many teams.
And I will give a lot of credit to our leader on that. Our leaders are guys who care about each other. It's I won't name the player, but when after the draft, I talked to a leader and I said, "Hey, what do you think?" He said, it's first thing he says, it's sad to lose Mo. He said, "I'm really happy about the player we got." He was so excited. But just the fact he thought that way, it means a lot. It showed, okay, those guys really care for one another. We're all super excited, and we're all happy about, the move we made and everything. But I think, like you said, talent will bring you, for sure, you need talent to win. But at the end of the day, you need as well a team who like each other, will fight for each other, will hold each other accountable. You need a family.
Yeah, I agree 100%. As a coach, I've seen it. And as a coach, there have been times that there was chemistry in the locker room that I'm like, I don't know how it happened.
Yeah.
I want to keep it.
Yeah.
I don't know which player it came from. But you start learning that the right guys in the locker room will build it. You talk about a leader. One question, no C last year.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a C this year?
We'll see. You need to come at the game to see it.
I plan on being at every game, but is that just how it goes? Is that how you coach? Is that if a true captain comes out, you give him the C, otherwise you have a bunch of alternates?
Exactly. I think it's leadership. It's not just about one player.
No.
It's about leadership in the group. It is really important. Everybody has a responsibility. Everybody has a personality, and our team has a strong leadership group. That's what I think. We're a young team. Last year we're second youngest in the league or something like that.
I think you're second youngest in the league this year too, even with your changes.
There you go. So probably because like Sergachev and Marino are still young guys. So leadership, it's important. If you're getting put in a tough spot, it can go so many different directions. So for us, we believe in the leadership we have. We just want to make sure it's not a race; it's a marathon. And it's important to do things the right way and to be ready when we will decide to go the next step.
Yeah, that all makes sense. Was there somebody that surprised you leadership-wise when this was going down, and you looked at a certain player and saw how they kind of stepped out? Is that something we can talk about or no?
Yeah, I will say I want to be honest, and I'm not sure I have one guy in particular. I think really I want to give credit to everybody, because when that happened, if you look where we were, we play Vancouver, and then we play Edmonton, and then Calgary, and Edmonton again, and we won 3 of the last 4. You know what I mean? the guys really rally and everybody push. It could not have been one or two guys. I think the guys really rallied to each other, and they were there for each other. And it was great to see the commitment of everybody. So I will give credit to our leadership group to really keep everything in place and everybody composed and being there for each other. I think we felt that we were even closer at that time. We were even more more aware of each other and how important it was to be there for the guys beside you.
That makes sense. And seeing what that was, and then seeing the additions too, and I imagine everybody will just kind of gel together. You just have that. It seems like you have that culture now. How excited are you to get started?
I'm glad you talk about that because, we talked a lot about last year, but the main thing for us right now is to see the feeling of the player every day. We're at the Oval right now. The guys are skating, and as the coach, we're working in our office. And when we see each other, you can feel the excitement. You can feel the energy. We talk about where do you live? What's your neighborhood? How's the city? What do you do? And all the guys have a story, and they're excited, and they're happy, and they're in good hands. So it's the energy around the team right now. It's phenomenal. Everywhere we go, the people are great. There's energy. There's a fever around the team. And when you go inside the team with the player, the guys are so excited. They cannot wait to start. They're hungry. So it's good to be a Utah HC right now.
Yeah. You're not going to drop Utah Yeti right now? Or
that's not my job. I stay in my lane.
All right, Barry. Well, I know we're going to get you on some KSL TV right now and share you around the room. And I just appreciate you being on the show. And I'd love to catch up with you a few times during the season. And just, man, we're so excited.
Same thing. So I think we share the same excitement. So let's chat again.
All right, let's do this. And that, again, it's Bear. We got the Utah Hockey Club. We're about to go, and that will be the Utah Puck Report. I want to give a special thanks to Chipman Roofing. These are hockey people supporting the hockey community. It's Chipman Roofing. For all your roofing needs, just check out chipmanroofing.com. And if you like what you hear on the podcast, please leave a review, leave a rating. Wherever you listen to your podcast, make sure you give us a rating. Like to check out KSLSports.com as well. There's going to be more hockey on there. As more hockey comes up, it's going to be always right there, KSLSports.com. Big thanks to Madison Miller for putting up with us and making this thing work.